I am broadcasting not live from Ajijic, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. On the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, we make videos about Mexico. We travel Mexico and try to share with you the benefits, the cost benefits, the weather benefits, the social benefits, the food benefits of living in this great country, Mexico. This is a very special video. It's a little lengthy, but there's a lot of information in this video about living in Mexico, or the big question about, do you want to live in Mazatlan or Ajijic or Chapala or Puerto Vallarta? Our special guest is Robert, co-owner of Reina del Mar Bed and Breakfast. Robert is a Canadian. He's lived in Mexico for 10 years. He owns businesses and properties in Mazatlan as well as in Ajijic and in other parts of the world. He's got some insights. He's traveled throughout Mexico, all the major cities, all the major coastal cities. He had to make a decision, where was he going to put his bed and breakfast for his tours. So he went to beach cities all over Mexico before he made his decision, and you want to see how he made his decision. There are many popular cities in Mexico. Robert's going to talk about which one do you really want to live in. Robert is a wealth of information. He knows business owners, restaurant owners, property managers, real estate agents. He buys properties, he sells properties. He is very well informed, and he's going to share his mind with you today. Watch the entire video. Hello everybody, here we are with Robert at Reina del Mar Bed and Breakfast in Mazatlan. Robert is the co-owner, and we're about a half a block from the beach, the Malecon. You can see the pool in the background. A luxurious bar is right over here. And we just had breakfast this morning because this is a bed and breakfast.
It certainly is.
So they have beds and they have breakfast.
Amazing breakfast.
So Robert, thank you for sitting down with us today in your lovely abode.
Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, how's everything going?
It's been phenomenal.
Oh.
It's been a fantastic journey. We've been in operation for just 6 short months. But it feels like we've been doing this forever, which is great. It's just, everything's been fantastic.
Okay. Now, today's Friday. We got here Sunday.
Right.
We've been on tour.
Yes.
All week. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is you've given us so much information. Can you tell us a bit about the tour?
Sure. Well, this tour has been designed over 3 years of bringing people to Mazatlan. And during that time, I've learned a lot myself about Mazatlan and what works and what people are interested in seeing. So in 6 short days, you have to have a tour that's well balanced. So what I do is when I bring people here the first day, we check people in. We have a little welcome party around the pool with chips, salsa, guacamole, and sangria. And then that evening, I usually choose Gaia Restaurant, which is in the beautiful Plaza Machado. And so people, there you go. They're introduced to Mazatlan, the pulse of Mazatlan. Yeah, so that's an important thing. And then we put them to bed. And then the next day, we give a fabulous beach fix to Stone Island. And right there, they see the ocean and they're sold on Mazatlan, you know. And then we do, every night I choose different restaurants in different sections of the city where people can get a different feel because every section's different. Like the Centro Historico is very historic. A lot of boutiques spill out patios from restaurants. Where we were last night, the Golden Zone is very touristy. It's like the Las Vegas of Mazatlan. So it gives people like all the different areas of Mazatlan. They're all slightly different.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys, Robert knows, he's like an encyclopedia when it comes to Mazatlan. I mean, he knows the history, places, buildings. I mean, And in one of my videos, when we're on the van on the way here, Robert gives us what are the industries here, what are the population. I mean, he fills us in on the full environment of Mazatlan. The government in Mexico has decided to pour a bunch of money into a major city in Mazatlan, and Robert knows who it is, and that's coming up shortly. But one thing that I really remember you saying was, but I don't remember this in depth, but I know that you do. You said that Mazatlan is the city to be in Mexico right now, and even the federal government of Mexico is saying that this is where we're putting the money.
They are.
This place is growing. Can you tell us about that?
Well,
as opposed to moving to maybe Ajijic, maybe Guadalajara, maybe Puerto Vallarta.
Well,
do your thing. Do your thing.
Do my thing.
Do your thing.
Well, before I started this tour, I knew I wanted to do a tour from Ajijic to a beach town. So I traveled all over Mexico. I traveled to Progreso Beach in Merida, beautiful city, Merida. But it was so hot, even in the winter months, I found it. And I thought it's hard to do a tour there, but I highly recommend going to Merida. I went to Cancun, I went to Acapulco, went to Cozumel. I wasn't, it was just too touristy for me. So one of my friends that lived in Ajijic, MJ and Mark, they lived there for 4 years. They moved to Mazatlan, and I never even heard of Mazatlan. So she said, come on down and check it out. I did. And after a couple of days, I felt it hit everything I was looking for. Number one, it was still Mexican. There are certain areas in Mexico where expats go, and it's Mexico light, I call it. But Mazatlan's a city of 500,000. There's 20,000 expats that live here, and the Mexican flavors here. People always ask me, do people speak English here? My thing is they do, but it's retained its Mexican flavor. So that's a very important thing. I wanted to introduce the city to my guests that they would go, wow. So that's the major structure why I think Mazatlan's great. Also, in the 1930s and 40s, Mazatlan was like the...
Leave a comment, tell us what you think. And if you liked the video, please click the like button. We have many more videos to come, and you might want to think about clicking that subscribe button.
Like the party capital for all the Hollywood jet set. And there's a Hotel Belmar, which is up the street. It's almost 100 years old, and huge stars used to go, there. And then places like Acapulco, Cancun, they came into the picture, and Mazatlan was completely forgotten. But luckily, they have industry here. They're the shrimping capital of the world, and they have a fleet of 600 boats, Marano coffee, Pacifico beer. So they were able to survive all this stuff, and they depend on Mexican tourism. And recently they built the highway to Durango, which means more Mexicans have access to Mazatlan. There's over 90 developments happening in Mazatlan. It's incredible, and they have the room for it. They have a over 18-kilometer Malecon, beautiful Malecon. So these are important things. So I've come to the conclusion that Mazatlan is the place to invest. Everything's still in pesos here, and it's, I'd say, 30% cheaper than Puerto Vallarta, and I think more beautiful. A lot of beach towns, they depend on tourism, and what I find is the tourist sector is some of the less paying jobs in Mexico. So Mexican people can't enjoy going out and enjoying the same things that tourists do. But in Mazatlan, and you probably are witness to this, we go to restaurants and the young Mexicans are there, they're drinking the same things we're doing. And places like Ajijic, I do not find that. I find the only Mexican people that come in are people from Guadalajara, but the locals, they cannot afford the restaurants. And so that's the difference. I'm not saying, it's just the difference of Mazatlan. And I see it in the next 3 or 4 years. Mazatlan is going to explode in a really good way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, presently, I'm living in Ajijic for a couple months, but I know I'm moving to Mazatlan because this is my second time here with you,
right.
And you've taught me so much and exposed me to so much. But we have conversations with all the people on the trip all the time, and I've heard you compare, even though they're both wonderful places, Ajijic is a wonderful place. Mazatlan is a wonderful place. But you seem to weight your, you seem to express more excitement over Mazatlan. And can you give us some, you know, this and that about both places?
Oh, well, I love Ajijic. Ajijic is like in every place ever changing. I came to Ajijic 10 years ago, and my businesses are on Ajijic. I helped create the Victoria Hotel in Ajijic, and so I met a lot of customers there. Wilds, I have access to people coming in, and they have access to me.
What is Wilds?
Oh, it's a dildoria.
Oh, you sell dildos?
Oh, you know that.
Oh my God.
I know.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
And you know, the dildo gave me this lifestyle. I mean, I'm very happy, and I do not lose the vision that he gave me the opportunity to live out my dreams. So, you know, when I first came to Ajijic, it was simply to retire, and then people knew that I had a sex shop in Canada, and so all the women were like, "Can you bring me some dildos?" And it was like, I thought, well, why don't I just open up? And organically, Wilds has been in business for about 9 years, and it's been incredible. I mean, tourists come in, they read about Wilds, and so I always call it the first step in immigration. I kind of vent people through Wilds, and so that gave me, and then the Victoria Hotel. I was approached by someone in Canada saying that was moving, that came to Ajijic and loved it too, and said we should open up a hotel, and so I helped create and do socials at that hotel, and that gave me the idea to start doing tours, and then that gave me the idea that I wanted to do something and create something in Mazatlan, and then Sherry came into being, and she's my friend and business partner, and I've only known her for 7 months.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's so Ajijic to me has given me that the opportunity, so I'll never lose sight of it. I think Ajijic is very beautiful. It does have the best weather around. But you know, I don't base things on just weather. I mean, we're in late May and June. It's beautiful here. And it does seem to get warm. But right now, Ajijic is going through a huge heat wave. And here we have a nice breeze. So I don't base everything on weather. I base it on quality of life, things to do, the people. And so Mazatlan really excites me. It's just like, but Ajijic in a different way.
So I'm exploring. Many people on your tour are looking to buy a home. Some people are thinking about renting somewhere.
Yeah.
And from talking to you, and from what I've found here and there is that the pricing is much better in Mazatlan than Ajijic.
Oh my God, yeah. And you know what? You can still get oceanfront here for like incredible prices, and things are in pesos, and that's going to
What's an incredible price? $100,000?
Well, you know what? Yeah, I bought a small place that was around 80,000. That's a block away from the ocean, a 3-bedroom, and I mean, you can still buy some fixer uppers in Center Historical, which is beautiful, for a couple $100,000. I mean, that would be like $500,000 in Ajijic. So as far as real estate, Ajijic, I know, is a great investment. I see things going up, and I've talked to real estate. I'm not like a real estate agent, but I do have real estate friends, and they just tell me like it's starting to pick up, and it's based on also Mexicans buying, and so that price kind of reflects into it. And I don't know. There's just a lot of room here to do that. So
in Mazatlan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in Ajijic, absolutely nothing. I mean, there were times, I'd say 6 years ago, you could buy a house in the center for $120,000 that are now going for $300,000 because there's so many people coming, and that's just going to drive things up. So that's and things like restaurants are just as inexpensive as Ajijic, but I feel they're way better. Service is very good here, and we've had some pretty good service here in restaurants. And, yeah. So, I mean, it's quality to reflect, but real estate is a great investment here.
And rentals?
Oh my God, they're super inexpensive.
Rentals in Mazatlan?
Yeah, super inexpensive. Kathy, that came on 2 of our tours, she found a place for about $360 US dollars, and I've seen pictures of it, and I know where it's located. I think that's very inexpensive, and actually there's a woman right behind us that I saw interviewed for CNN, and I actually, when I saw her, I thought, oh, she said she was 65 that boogie boards on the beach here, and she said she got her apartment for $400, and all she had to do was put in the appliances and air conditioning. She has a sweet apartment right behind us for $400 and something a month, and it would easily cost like $2,000 in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, the beach is right there. So rentals, I mean, I encourage people to, even in Ajijic, and I've encouraged some, to get together with a group of friends, rent something 12 months of the year, and then it's sweet. Like they can have both lifestyles, you know. It's easy to get through one to the other. So yeah.
You've told me that this tour is meant for people that live in Ajijic. They come and visit Mazatlan.
Right.
But you told me that on every tour, and you've only been doing the tours for 7 months now.
At Reina del Mar, yeah.
But every tour, somebody visits Mazatlan, and the next thing they're moving from Ajijic to Mazatlan.
They are.
Like me.
Like you. Like me, almost.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, in this tour, I think there's about 5 people. There is, you know. And the last tour, someone that has a house in Ajijic and has a small house in Barra de Navidad, she came here and she's like, I'm moving here. It's like, so she's, every tour, I get at least 2 to 3 people, but this tour, there's about 4 or 5 people that are like, I think I'm moving here. And so it's great, you know, and this tour gives people an opportunity, because I do know, or Sherry knows, and Jerry knows a lot about Mazatlan. So between us, we save, like I said, we're not real estate agents or anything, but we save the time that it would take people. Like some people are going, I'm not going to take the tour because, you know, I can do it myself. But you know what? Once you take your toll roads and this and that, it's less expensive to take our tour. Plus you have the knowledge of 3 people that know everything about Mazatlan. We can save you tons of time. And so, yeah, a lot of people are. It's incredible. And a lot of people have bought that have come here already or gotten a rental. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm building in my friend, you know, my little circle of friends, just in case I take the dive here permanently. But I do live here part-time, so yeah. So what else can we say?
Yeah, and I think the other day you said, well, for the price of something that you would buy in Ajijic, you could buy 5 houses here in Mazatlan.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're ever going to think of going to a beach town or a beach city, I've done the work for you. I've traveled all over Mexico, and all I can say is Mazatlan is a hidden gem. Like I said, I never heard about it 4 years ago. I cannot find anything negative about here. People always mention the weather in Ajijic, but honestly, if you base your life on 3 months of weather, to me, that's not like everything. But Ajijic is a city, and it's got industry, and I'm not talking about smokestack industry. I'm talking about industry like the beer company and the coffee company and the tourism. And ironically, tourism is not the major industry here. It's the shrimping capital of the world. So it's got such a great combination and vibrancy. Lots of good restaurants and bars and the pulmonias that we get on, and you know,
those are the little golf cart looking things. They're kind of like taxis, and they're everywhere. You just wave at one, you get on there, and woo!
And there's music, and the big ones all called Arigas, the ones we took last night. I mean, look at last night. There were people. It was like a Thursday night, and people were out there. You know, the young Mexicans, the Americans, and they're partying and they're drinking and that's the other thing is Mazatlan has one of the largest carnivals in the world. So we've been open 6 months here. We're in the #1 location. So whenever something happens here, it happens like right here. So on Carnival,
a half a block away.
15 seconds from our door.
Yes.
Yeah, so it surprises me. So Carnival gets hundreds of thousands of people, one of the largest in the world.
A million people?
Oh my God. The big parade with 40-foot floats. And what they did in February, they closed, because we've never been through this. We've only heard of it. So they closed all the streets. And they had checkpoints so they can check people in. And because of COVID regulations, we got sprayed with some goo or something. And, you know, it was all organized. And they had 100,000 people out on this beach every night for 7 nights. Every morning, it would be spotless. There was never one incident. They allowed drinking. They were selling beer. They were selling liters of vodka for 90 pesos with the mix.
That's $4.50.
Yes. They had outdoor bathrooms here. The place was spotless. And every morning, it's like, how did they do this? And my God, not one fight, nothing. It was like, amazing. Mazatlan knows how to throw party. I've never seen anything like it, and they've done it for New Year's, the motorcycle week. Just amazing. There's so much happening, and they're always organized, and it must take so much effort. But I was impressed. I said to Sherry, boy, and that's another thing, Mazatlan's super clean. It's just the cleanest city I've ever seen. There's not garbage around. I don't know. It's just an amazing city.
And you say it's way cleaner than Ajijic.
Well, you know, I've been there in Ajijic, and I know a lot of the new expats and people moving to Ajijic that have been there for 3 years, they have nothing to compare to. But I do, like a lot of expats. I've been there 10 years. I find Ajijic is not as clean as it was. My friend MJ said, sometimes people start believing their own press. Ajijic has fabulous weather, amazing people. I met a lot of friends there. But I think Ajijic in a lot of ways deserves better, and I don't know how to, I'm not meaning this in a negative way. I mean, here people have a little garbage bag and they're by the beach and they pick up their garbage. I just think it deserves better. It's such a pretty town and it has beautiful murals, and it saddens me when I see garbage on the street or dog crap. You know, I mean, we don't see that here. And I just don't know how it can get to that point. It wasn't like that 10 years ago. But, you know, I have something to compare it. Internet is not that great in Ajijic. And we're getting a lot of younger people, which I think is fabulous. And they're coming and bringing their families, their kids, their mothers and fathers that are getting older. So we're seeing people that are in their 30s and 40s coming in. They depend on the internet to work. And so I know that we've been labeled as a retirement community, but I think it is changing. Okay, I really do. In a great way. Most of my friends are in their 70s and 80s, and I love
We go live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. That's Chicago time, Houston time. And we have people from all over the world that share what happened when they moved to Mexico, and they're sharing what happens as they think about and plan for moving to Mexico. So join us. Click the subscribe button so you'll get a notification when we go live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time.
But I think we've got to get ready for people that are younger, that are coming in, that are going to infuse some great ideas, and they are. And I'm noticing a lot of Mexican people now that were born in Ajijic that are opening up their own businesses so they don't need to go away and go to a bigger city. So that's fabulous. I'm noticing a lot of that, and I'm really happy about that, because at one point I was the youngest person. You know, 10 years ago, people were like, you're 49, and oh my God, and it's like, but now I'm one of the older. So I love it, and so we have to get ready for these people. They're going to bring in such great ideas, and they are, and I'm meeting a lot of them. So we have to get, like, things like internet have to be better, and so we can cater to that demographic coming in. So Ajijic has so much, like, to give, and yeah, that's all I have to say about it, you know.
Okay, so you've been in Mexico about 10, 11 years.
10 years, yeah.
And your life has evolved a lot, and you've had this wonderful establishment for 7 months, Reina del Mar.
Yes.
Bed and breakfast. It's a fabulous place. Now you have this tour going on. You're booked. You have a tour in October. It's a
gourmet.
It's a gourmet tour. It's totally booked.
Right away. We didn't even have it advertised. So yeah.
New Year's Eve is
gone.
Booked.
A waiting list of 50 people.
Okay. And this tour that just started a few months ago is now getting booked. In advance.
Oh yeah.
And the hotel. I was here in November. It has evolved, and I remember I went to the Day of the Dead parade.
Yes.
And
that's good.
And we said we want to see the Day of the Dead parade. Oh, just go down to the corner.
Yes, it was right there.
And you walk like 30 seconds, and
Yeah.
the full day of the day parade was 30 seconds. It's on the Malecon. 30-second walk from the front door
Yes.
of Reina del Mar.
Yeah.
30 seconds from the beach.
It's right there.
30 seconds from a 17-kilometer Malecon, and restaurants and bars and museum. There's ballet tonight. It's only like a 5-minute walk away.
Yes.
At the theater. So given all of this and all the changes that you've gone through just in 7 months, what's on the horizon? What do you see coming up?
Well, I like, both I and Sherry like to get specialty tours, and that's with the gourmet tour that she's organizing with Crystal Provence. She has come to the Reina del Mar twice, and she loves Mazatlan, and so that was their kind of creation. You know, we're talking to Efrain Gonzalez. He came here, he delivered some few paintings. He was here with his wife. He loved Mazatlan. He never even knew the Center Historic was there. So there's hopefully something coming there where there's an artist tour coming here. We've been getting people that want to do a yoga retreat. People are calling us because the property's set out in such a way, and we've set it out that you can bring 10, 14 people and have the whole property yourself. And so the tours that I do, me and Sherry do from Ajijic, which we have over 18 between now and next Carnival, and are selling out, and they're all on sale now. Then we're just mixing it in with other specialty tours as people come up with ideas. And then also we're getting people that have been here on the tour or that hear about the tour that are going, I don't want to go on a tour, I just want to fly in and just chill by the pool. And so we're getting a lot of those people. So yeah, it's looking really bright. I mean, Sherry has a lot of experience in hospitality. I've been fortunate. I've been in the hospitality. People think I just sell dildos, but my grandmother ran a B&B in Italy in the 40s, and so I have that experience. I'm not, you know, I guess it's in my blood. And so I started in the hotel business when I was 14, and I did everything from, you know, peeling potatoes, busboy, waiter, executive housekeeper, which was my hardest job for 177 rooms, right up to assistant manager, payroll officer. So I did it all, and then that gave me the insight to be involved with the creation of the Victoria. So that gave me a lot of, you know, confidence to do it myself and apply what I learned. And then when we came here, it was like me and Sherry were just like, we know, and it just gave us all that. So yeah, so we want this property. When people come in, I always say, welcome to our home. This is your home. If you want to walk out and show up for breakfast in your underwear, then we know we've made it. And 3 tours ago, someone came in their underwear. They didn't think we were in the kitchen. And it's like, okay, that's good, you know. So that's our, if we see that and repeat business. Those are the 2 indicators that people feel comfortable enough to walk around in their pajamas. We're fine with it. So yeah, we've accomplished between like what we wanted to, and it's been amazing. We met and people that have gone on tour and met people here. I see them walking the streets together now in Ajijic and going out for lunch. So it's like, oh, they become friends now. So to me, that's what makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, priceless, and I met a lot of people at Ajijic, and I never will lose the fact that Ajijic has given me that opportunity. I mean, I love Ajijic. Yeah, so that's all I have to really say about both places.
Okay.
Unless you can think of something.
Oh, Robert, well, just keep on selling the dildos and Ajijic, so the senior ladies in Ajijic like the dildos, eh?
Actually, 95% of my customers are women, and yeah, but they're incredible. A lot of them have come down with just alone. Either their husbands have died or they've killed their husbands. I don't know. I don't question those things. And they've just, it's like the second coming. And so they're fantastic, you know, and oh yeah, like it's been great. And I joked about you yesterday because we have a YouTube channel now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And his YouTube channel now has 1,000 subscribers. You'll find that in the description below.
Oh, thank you.
As well as the link to the Reina del Mar website below with all the pricing information.
Yeah.
So Robert, I want to thank you for this
thank you.
my second wonderful tour.
Well, thank you very much. You're always welcome to come here.
It
That's
was
great.
fabulous, and for helping me make my transition to Mazatlan. And we'll see you in the next video, Robert.
Thank you very much for
You're
all
welcome.
your time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Robert, for that fine interview in Reina del Mar Bed and Breakfast, 30 feet from the beach in the Malecon in Mazatlan. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching. And if you like the video, click the subscribe button because we have many more videos to come. We love you, and we'll see you in the next video.